Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sharamam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinam Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarane Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. Sharing this. Reading from Prabhupāda-līlāmṛta, Volume 2, Chapter 46, Continuation. July 15, 1975, Srila Prabhupada had a direct flight from Philadelphia to San Francisco. He and Upendra sat in the first class section while Brahmananda Swami, Harikesh, and Pradyumna traveled economic class. Vishaka Devi Dasi had also come to photograph Srila Prabhupada. After the plane had reached cruising altitude, a uniformed gentleman emerged from the cabin. Immediately, he caught sight of Srila Prabhupada sitting by the window and walked over. When he leaned over and asked Prabhupada how he was, Prabhupada saw that man wanted to talk. So he asked Upendra to get up and gave the gentleman his seat. You are the captain? Prabhupada surmised. No, the man replied, I am a flight supervisor, come to overlook the pilot, the crew. Would it be all right if I asked you a philosophical question? Prabhupada nodded, apparently pleased. Is everything created by God? Srila Prabhupada said, yes, and quoted the Vedanta Sutra, Janmadi Yasya Yatha. Everything in existence, Prabhupada said, has its origin in God. Then, what is evil? The flight supervisor asked. Is evil also God's creation? For God, there is not good or evil. Prabhupada explained. Everything is good. Goodness is God's frontage, and evil is God's back portion. Taking this example, the chest or the back of the body are equal. Taking this example, the chest or the body of the back are equal. It is not that when there is some pain in the backside, I don't care for it. I simply take care of it when there is pain in the chest. No, although it is the back side, it is as important as the front side. So evil and good are also of the same importance. No, sorry. So so evil and good are also of the same importance? No. For God there is nothing evil. Just like for the sun there is no darkness. But for us there is light and darkness. If you keep your back to the sun, you will find darkness. And if you face the sun, then there is no darkness. We create darkness as well as we change our position. If instead of remaining in the front of the God, I keep God on the back, then there is darkness. Otherwise, there is no question of darkness. But in the sun, as it is, there is no such darkness. Therefore, God is all good. But for us, when we forget God, that is evil. And when we are in God consciousness always, then everything is good. Is that all right? The man seemed to understand and respectfully accepted the answer. He was about to ask another question when a well-dressed but somewhat drunken passenger came up to them and spoke. Srila Prabhupada looked up at the man and asked, are you afraid of death? The intoxicated man stammered, sobered, and walked away. The flight supervisor inquired again, taking his meeting with Srila Prabhupada as a rare opportunity. Can you tell me how one can become peaceful? He asked. Srila Prabhupada began quoting Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam, and signaling Vishaka asked for a copy of Gita. The devotees quickly consulted, but no one had a Bhagavad Gita. When Prabhupada heard this, he became angry, although containing his feelings in the presence of his guest. He then explained to man that one had to have knowledge of God as the supreme controller, supreme enjoyer, and best friend of everyone. But uh, only then only then could one have peace. Out of foolishness, Prabhupada said, we are claiming the land is our property, therefore there is no peace. But actually God is the proprietor. Both Srila Prabhupada and the flight supervisor enjoyed their talk, and as the flight supervisor excused himself, he heartily shook Prabhupada's hand. Prabhupada called for Pradyumna. His eyes glowing in transcendental anger, he reprimanded Upendra and Pradyumna for not having a copy of Bhagavad Gita. They should have one with them at all times. Pradyumna offered that although he didn't have Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is, he just happened to be carrying an edition by another author. This infuriated Prabhupada even more. He then ordered Upendra never to travel again without carrying three books, Bhagavad Gita as it is and the first volume of Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Berkeley, July 15, 1975. Within less than 2 weeks, Prabhupada had traveled from west coast to east coast and back. This was his first visit to ISKCON Barclays' recently acquired headquarters, a large church complex as well and as such, and as usual, hundreds of devotees from many Western centers had converged to meet him. His arrival address specifically dealt with the position of the Guru, only unto one with unflinching faith in Krishna and Guru, he explained, is the essence of Vedic wisdom revealed. Outsiders may think that the Guru is very puffed up, said Prabhupada, and he is sitting and taking respect from the disciple. But the fact is that they are to be taught like that how to offer respect to the spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada repeatedly encountered this misunderstanding. A year ago in Paris, he had been heckled by radical students who envied his sitting on a elevated seat. And in America, the reporters often portrayed him as um, enjoying material comforts provided by his disciples. But Prabhupada maintained that despite a plethora of charlatans bringing disrepute to the word guru, anyone sincerely desiring to learn transcendental science had to go to a bona fide guru, the representative of God. A guru's business, said Srila Prabhupada, is to protect the subordinate disciples from fall down. Just like I am traveling all over the world twice, thrice in a year, my duty is to see that my disciples who have accepted me as guru may not fall down. That is my anxiety. Now, how can one become guru and representative of Krishna? Everyone will say, I am representative of Krishna, I am Guru. No, the real thing is enunciated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who says, Amara Ajnana Guru Haya, uh, Guru Hana Tara E Desha. You just become Guru on my order. So, Guru means he who is carrying out the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not self made Guru. Srila Prabhupada said that sometimes people gave him much credit for having done a wonderful thing for the whole world. But he confessed, I do not know that I am a wonderful man, but I know one thing that I am speaking what Krishna has spoken. That's all. I am not making any addition or alteration. I am presenting Bhagavad Gita as it is. This credit I can take. Prabhupada continued to stress that Guru must repeat the message of Krishna. If a so called Guru wanted to be a cheater, that was a different thing. There would always be cheaters and people who wanted to be cheated. Usually, such gurus cheated by accepting disciples without ordering them to stop sinful acts. If I say that you can do all nonsense, Prabhupada said, simply take this mantra and give me $125, they will like. So I would have collected millions of dollars if I would have cheated like that. But I do not want that. I want one student who follows my instructions. I don't want millions. Ekas Chandras Tamo Hanti Nacha Tara Sahasraha. If there is one moon in the sky, that is sufficient for illumination. There is no need of millions of stars. My position is that I want to see that at least one disciple has become a pure devotee. Of course, I have got many sincere and pure devotees. That's my good luck. But I would have been satisfied if I could find out only one. There is no need of millions of stars. Due to zoning restrictions, the devotees were not allowed to use the Berkeley temple as a residence. But since no suitable rooms were immediately available in the neighborhood, the devotee decided to accommodate Srila Prabhupada and his personal servant in the temple for a few days of his visit, hoping the authorities wouldn't find out. But on the first night at 2 a.m., the police came by to check. Srila Prabhupada was already up working at his Bhagavatam translation when the police knocked loudly on the outside door near his room. Young Mike, who was to receive initiation in few days, had been posted as a guard. He opened the door. The three flashlights shone into his face. The officers entered and showed their credentials. You are not supposed to be sleeping in here, one of them said roughly. I wasn't, said Mike. Come on, we saw you in your sleeping bag. No, Mike protested. I was just lying there because I am guarding my spiritual master. Srila Prabhupada could easily hear the disturbance just outside his room. Other devotees who were spending the night in the building with Prabhupada came out of their rooms and tried reasoning with the officers about the special occasion of the spiritual master visit. One of the policemen began roaming around, checking in corners with his flashlight, open doors. Now all the devotees in the building, about half a dozen, were standing in the police with the policemen in the hall outside Prabhupada's room. Where's the old man? One of the policemen asked. Bahulashva, the temple president, requested them not to disturb Srila Prabhupada, but the policemen made no attempt to politeness. They were, in fact, overtly nasty. One policeman banged on the window to Prabhupada's room. Don't disturb him, Bahulashva requested. He's a very elderly man. He's not sleeping. These are the hours in which he writes, and all these men are his personal entourage. They are staying here to help him. We are not violating the rules. Suddenly, one of the policemen opened Prabhupada's door and shone his light in on Prabhupada's face. All three policemen peered in, while Srila Prabhupada looked up at them, cornered, concerned, yet detached. The policeman shone his flashlight into the corner of Prabhupada's simple, dimly lit room. No one said anything, and after about 10 seconds, they shut the door. The police officers and the devotees continued arguing, and the devotees contending that they were not using the building as a residence, the policemen citing infractions and taking down notes, warning that they would be back. They finally left. The incident had constituted about half hour interruption of Prabhupada's work, but as the building became calm again, Prabhupada continued translating the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam and speaking his purports into the dictating machine. Prabhupada agreed to hold a press conference. He welcomed regular opportunities to address the press because even though their stories were often negative or dwelt on controversies, whatever truth the paper printed generally overweighed the damaging reports. The holy name of Krishna always appeared, and um, always and usually there would be mention of Prabhupada's preaching or of Bhagavad Gita. Personal details about Prabhupada were generally not offensive. He no longer expected the press to print much of Krishna consciousness philosophy, although occasionally some philosophy appeared. He would often request reporters to please report accurately and not misrepresent or skip over what he had said. The reporters, however, seemed to have a fascination for trivial. In 1968, a reporter in Montreal had dwelt on Prabhupada's casual shoes, hush puppied high priest. Nevertheless, for Prabhupada, press interviews and press conferences were a way of preaching. The press conference was held in the temple and was attended by about a dozen reporters and photographers. Brahmananda Swami had the reporters write their questions on a piece of paper so that one of the devotees could read them to Prabhupada. Prabhupada asked the photographers not to take pictures during the conference, since it would divert people's attention. Devotee Srila Prabhupada would come comment would sorry Srila Prabhupada, would you comment on opposition to the Hare Krishna movement in this country? Prabhupada, why should they oppose? What is the reason? If they are Christian or Jewish religious men, so we are advocating you chant the holy name of God. So why should there be objection? Is there any reason for such objection? What is the objection? Devotee. Some of the objections are that the followers of Hare Krishna sect are on the streets or in the airport bothering people. Prabhupada, the airport itself is a botheration. So much sound, so much accident. So why this little botheration they cannot tolerate? That means intolerance. It is full of botheration, and because we are chanting, they are very much disturbed. We don't chant in the airport, but we ask people that here is a very good book. You will benefit. If you like, you can take. So what is the wrong there? Tell me what is the wrong. If I give you something very nice, is that wrong? You read any book. We have got 50 books and you find out any fault in that. If you are disturbing some bad literature, so if you are distributing some bad literature, which is against the social welfare, then you can object. But you see, bring all our books here and you will see. Any page you open, you will find something good. Why are you denying to distribute such literature for the benefit of the people in general? What is the wrong there? Devotee. One of the things that people say is that the devotees are asking for donations, not just distributing books, but asking for money. That's a bother. Prabhupada. But he pays. If he feels botheration, why does he pay? One who feels botheration does not pay. But one who thinks that that here is a nice book, then he says, all right, let me take it. Why you take this botheration? If it is botheration, how they are purchasing? They are paying their money, hard earned money. Do you think they are bothered and at the same time they pay? Prabhupada's sensible remark made the reporter laugh. Now they began questioning him directly. Reporter, what will happen to the movement in the United States when you die? I will never die. Prabhupada said, I will never die. Devotees, Jai Hari Bol. Devotees. Prabhupada, I shall live from my books and you will utilize. Reporter, why does the Hare Krishna movement not engage in social protest? Prabhupada, we are the best social workers. People are fools and rascals, and we are teaching them nice idea of God consciousness. We are the best social workers. We will stop all crimes. What is your social work? Producing hippies and criminals? That is not social work. Social work means the population must be very peaceful, wise, intelligent, and God conscious. First class men. That is social work. If you produce some fourth class, fifth class, 10th class of men, what is social work? We are not producing that. Just see, here is a first class man. They do not have any bad habits: illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling. They are all young men. They are not addicted to all these things. This is social work. When a reporter asked about the political effects of the Hare Krishna movement, Prabhupada said, if this God consciousness is spread, then everyone will be brilliant, qualified. Recalling a discussion from his morning walk on the campus of University of California, Berkeley, he added, the students are studying psychology, but the result is that they are falling down from the tower in disappointment and they have protected with glass. Bhulashwa explained further what Prabhupada meant. In the bell tower on Berkeley campus, students in the 60s would jump from the uh, tower to kill themselves. So they put glass there to stop the students from jumping. So Prabhupada was explaining that this is their education, that after getting their education, they have to commit suicide. Brahmananda. Srila Prabhupada, one pressman want to know what is this Ratha Yatra festival? Why is it going on over here in the Western world, Prabhupada? If God is the proprietor of everything, He is also the proprietor of the Western world. Is there any dispute? If you say God is proprietor of the Western world, what is wrong there? So, if the Western world has forgotten God and He comes to remind them, what is the wrong? Reporter. But what is the purpose of large carts and other things you use? Prabhupada. Large cart means God is very great. He requires very great car. The devotees laugh. Why should he go in a small car? Prabhupada continued speaking until all questions were answered. Now, whatever the reporters would write was up to them, but Prabhupada had used the occasion for glorifying Lord Krishna and explaining his movement. Whether press conference, public festival, private conversation, or translating, his purpose was the same. During a morning walk on the Berkeley campus, Prabhupada pronounced that nuclear war was inevitable. Devotees had brought up the topic of proliferation of atomic weapons. Russia has so many weapons. China has so many weapons. The United States has so much. Prabhupada, everyone now, India also, devotee, they are all afraid of using them. Prabhupada, they must use it. That is nature's arrangement. That you all die, that is nature's arrangement. Tamal Krishna Goswami. When someone gets some power, he wants to try it out. Just like there was that demon. Lord Shiva gave him power so that anyone's head he touched would fall off. Prabhupada, yes, just like in your country there are so many cars, so that a poor man like me has car always, not an inch move on leg. Yeah. so that a poor man like me has always not an inch move on leg. But because there are so many cars, naturally they must be used. Similarly, there are so many weapons now that must be used. That is a natural sequence. They must be used. They must use it. Bahulashwa. That is why they have wars, just to use up the weapons. Prabhupada. Yes. Devotee. The only difficulty is that for one person to use the atomic weapon, that means it would be the entire waste of mankind. So everyone is afraid of using the ultimate. Prabhupada. Anyway, they must be used. There's no doubt about it. Therefore, we can say there will be war. This is no astrology, it's a natural conclusion. Devotee. That will be total destruction. Prabhupada. Well, total or partial, that we shall see. But there must be used. They must be used. Devotee. Under the threat of nuclear war, wouldn't Krishna consciousness be more easy to spread? Prabhupada. No, threat is already there. But they are such fools that they are not afraid of the threat. Threat is already there. Everyone will die. That is the problem. But who is caring for this? They are avoiding this. They cannot take any anti measures. Yadubura. So it will take a war to bring them to their senses a bit. Prabhupada, no. War is already going on. But they are so senseless that they will not come to this. They are so rascal. Therefore, they are described as mudha, all rascals. Tamal Krishna. It is very hard to preach to these fools. Prabhupada. Prabhupada. No, chant Hare Krishna, that will be sufficient. Srila Prabhupada had rarely been so conclusive about nuclear war. Earlier in the year, on a walk in Mayapur, he had discussed how there would be a World War III, and that talk had become a sensation throughout ISKCON. But before, he had always offered the alternative. If the people of the world could take to Krishna consciousness, then the cumulative karma could be reversed. But now he said it was inevitable. While in Berkeley, Srila Prabhupada received a visit from Yogi Bhavan, founder of HHH Foundation, Swami Chidananda, president of Divine Life Society, and Jain leader Swami Sushil Muni, president of World Fellowship of Religion. Swami Sushil wore a white turban and across his mouth a white mask in tradition of non-violent Jain, who tried to avoid killing even airborne microbes. Yogi Bhavan, dressed in typical Sikh fashion of white turban and white loose-fitting garments, was accompanied by a few of his Western disciples similarly attired. Visits from various swamis and yogis were not uncommon for Srila Prabhupada. Even when he did not agree with a particular philosophy, he was always the cordial host, pleasantly receiving guests in his simple quarters. In Hawaii, Yogi Bhavan had also visited Srila Prabhupada to visit him to his Unity of Man conference, which many sadhus were already scheduled to attend. Srila Prabhupada had spoken sternly, pointing out that simply gathering people at a meeting was not unity. Real unity could be achieved only if the participants of the meeting agreed to accept the authorized signs of God in the revealed scriptures. Now they had come to invite him to a second Unity of Man conference. Swami Sushil and Swami Chidananda were particularly enthusiastic in praising Srila Prabhupada and his ISKCON. Your movement is something different, said Swami Chidananda. It's all over the world, and you have so many thousands of people all over the world. We can't describe it. It's so amazing, and this age, how wonderfully it has been done. Without God's mercy, nothing could have been done. That 6 lakh of magazines have come out and been distributed in 1 month. It's amazing. Swami Sushil added, you have established the same principles without any change here in a modern world, a modern way. In Bengal, without your ashram, we couldn't have done anything. When we know there is an ashram of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we don't need to worry about anything. Where to stay? What strikes me is that you don't compromise anywhere. They mentioned the horrible sin of cow slaughter, and Srila Prabhupada told how his movement was protecting cows in New Vrindavan. When Swami Sushil asked how Prabhupada interested the young people in God, Prabhupada gave the example that most popular sweet shop in Delhi was the one where everything was made with pure ghee. If the thing is good, Prabhupada said, then there won't be a shortage of customers. He further pointed out that his teachings were based purely on Bhagavad Gita's surrender to Krishna. When Swami Sushil asked how Prabhupada got his followers to take shelter of Krishna, Prabhupada replied, it's God who did it. God says, Mam ekam saranam vraja. So that is our duty, just to take shelter of Him. Lord Chaitanya says, Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. That is, whoever you meet, just preach the teachings of Krishna as in the Bhagavad Gita. I don't have any upadesh instructions. It's just Krishna's upadesh. We are all foolish. We can't have any upadesh. So what are the teachings of Krishna? We just keep on saying them. Krishna says do like that, and that's what we do. So this is our secret. I do this, and that's what I teach to all these people. I am totally against manufactured religion. Evam parampara praptam, just as Krishna says. In reply to Swami Sushil's question of how people could be brought together, Prabhupada quoted a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam that lists many races of world and explains that all of them can be purified by taking shelter of Krishna's pure devotee. Prabhupada's guests again invited him to their conference, and Swami Sushil added, we were very glad to meet you today. We would like to call you sometime in our meeting of Yoga Dharma. Well, we'll come, said Prabhupada. What about your fellowship? It's called World Fellowship of Religion, said Swami Chidanand. Yogiji has made this Unity of Man conference, but we invited him, said Yogi Bhavan, referring to the previous invitation. Swami Chidanand, but now you are having the second one, Yogi Bhavan. Sorry, I'm saying Yogi Bhavan, Yogi Bhajan. Oh, sorry, Yogi Bhajan. Yes, the second meeting is in Mexico. We will call him then as well. Srila Prabhupada smiled and said, I told you before, there's no going to be any unity. This candid remark made them laugh. You say, said Swami Chidananda, remembering Prabhupada's analysis, that until everyone is God minded, until then, when God will desire, said Yogi Bhajan, then everyone will become God minded. What's the great deal about it? God Himself says, said Srila Prabhupada, Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. There is suffering. You cannot stay in this world. You have to leave. The main problem is birth, old age, disease, and death. So we are not anxious to adjust these things here, but these are the real problems. What can we do about birth, old age, death, and disease? Asked Swami Chidananda. Srila Prabhupada continued preaching Bhagavad Gita. Without outwardly disagreeing, Prabhupada's guests inquired and listened with respect, considering him a great spiritual leader, potent in spreading Hindu Dharma. He is great, said Yogi Bhajan. That's what I want to learn. How he can do that. The conversation turned, and Prabhupada mentioned that Yogi Bhajan was from the Sikh community, which is famous for its brave fighters. When the British people were defeated, said Srila Prabhupada, it was by Sikh people. I have seen it. It is due to the Sikhs only. The Sikhs are Kshatriyas. Some of them are Brahmanas, Brahmana Kshatriyas. Swami Sushil, yes, I said to some of my students that you go to Prabhupada ji and he'll make you Brahmana Kshatriyas. Prabhupada, yes, let us cooperate like this. You take the work of Kshatriya and we take the work of Brahmana. For Brahmanas, we need brain, and for Kshatriyas, we need strength. So they spoke about non-violence. Srila Prabhupada urged that if one does not become God conscious, then he will undoubtedly be committing himsa or violence. Yogi Bhajan, yes, when they come to their senses, then they will remember God. Prabhupada laughing. Here in the West, there is only himsa, nothing else. Prabhupada's guest laughed with him. Afterward, they took some photographs and Srila Prabhupada invited them along with some of his disciples to sit and take Krishna Prasadam together. Srila Prabhupada requested his guests to attend the San Francisco Rath Yatra to be held the next day, and they agreed. July 20, 1975. This was not only the largest ISKCON Rath Yatra ever, but also the largest gathering of devotees to date, larger even than the international gathering at Mayapur earlier that year. Preparations at the festival site had expanded to include prasadam booths, DT paraphernalia, displays, sovereigns, and Prabhupada's books. Thousands joined the more than 800 devotees in the procession through Gold Gate Park. Because the builders of the carts had decided to make steel wheels instead of usual wooden ones, difficulty arose. Srila Prabhupada had warned them, "This is your American disease, always changing. Don't change the old design." But they have already done it. Riding in Subhadra's cart, which had wooden wheels, Srila Prabhupada experienced no personal inconvenience. The other two carts, however, did not fare so well. They began to vibrate so severely that support beams had to be added to the spokes during the procession. Soon the wheels became misshapen and they cracked and rattled as though about to collapse. But somehow, after much difficulty, all the three carts completed the course. In the midst of Rath Yatra activities, one of the devotees asked Srila Prabhupada if he had ever attended the Rath Yatra festival in Jagannath Puri. No, Prabhupada replied, I was having my own Rath Yatra. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much. We heard many, good questions, answers.
Yeah, yeah, very nice. Yeah, so reading makes us feel that okay, we are with him, or actually he is with us, or both. We don't know, but it's very nice because we can understand. Yeah, yeah, ISKCON has a great heritage. It's not just happened. Oh, it's just like okay, I'm following some cult or I'm following some sect. I'm following some personal belief system of Prabhupada. No, Prabhupada has established, which is recognized by many preachers, monks, yeah, from different groups, appreciated him, and yeah, and this is coming mainly because uncompromising preaching, where I think that courage, that bravery is what actually makes Prabhupada different from others, right? We see how Prabhupada was we can see Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur mm, uh, in Prabhupada, where he took up challenges. He didn't scare or he didn't think, okay, let me take a backward step, okay, some back steps. No, no, nothing. He, yeah, challenged. And not only that, yeah, we see that also reporters when they come, that already shows he's famous. But when he comes, mm, he also makes use of it in Krishna's preaching because for him any activity is uh, Krishna consciousness. And this is what when today we were saying about the pure devotional service means whatever, whether actions might be um, um, similar to what people may do, but actually these actions have a deeper purpose, mm, rooted from Krishna consciousness. Yeah, nice. Anyone want to share what they found nice today? Can share.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, I liked. Yeah, anyone could approach Srila Prabhupada in, for example, in the flight. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Prabhupada was so much approachable for anyone. He
Yeah,
was nice host. Everyone could connect him ask, talk, that I liked very much.
Yeah, yeah, very, yeah, one who has so many disciples, and worldwide follower. So yeah, we can see here so many things, right? When you are telling this, it reminds me about this respecting Guru. Yeah, he had to show it. Hmm? It's not that showing off that he is Guru. He is showing so that others appreciate how a Guru should be respected, how the dealings of him or his disciples should be done. Yeah, that's why usually we see that. Okay, usually in ISKCON we see that the disciples take care of their guru so nicely that they arrange nice car facility, nice flights, yeah, in executive class, in first class, um, yeah, and give all mm, service, yeah, because ultimately, what is the relation between guru and disciple is actually is built on service, and yeah, a disciple can give uh, his best to his guru. And Prabhupada, who is actually taking, is actually passing it further. Of course, we may see that it is Prabhupada who sat in the flight, it is Prabhupada who sat in that limousine, or yeah, it is Prabhupada. Yeah, but for him, he's just an instrument. Yeah, for him, it doesn't matter whether it was this or that, which clearly says that he's just taking it. Yeah, he is just passing that service to the next levels, to Krishna, so that he wants his disciples to be blessed by Krishna. Yeah, there is one approach where usually we we may come across where gurus are totally detached. They are not all this. Yeah, even if they don't want, they don't touch a microphone. They don't sit on a couch. Hmm? Very very austere, because they see this is Maya. We should not. Even if a disciple, if he gives, why should I take? Hmm? For me, it's nothing. Yeah, this is one. But when we talk about what is that? Um, what is this word called? Traveling, preaching sadhus. Paribhajakacharya. Paribhajakacharya means one who is traveling and spreading. Hmm. And yeah, so which means he's not just uh, Bhajananandi. Yeah, just like, okay, I sat in a dham and just remember the Lord, pray. No, he is a not a Bhajananandi, but he is a Goshtanandi. Goshta means to spread the word of Krishna as it is everywhere. For that matter, they don't see their comfort. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this is very very important to understand. Otherwise, one who comes, yeah, into Krishna consciousness or into any, yeah, usually they'll see, hey, how simple is Guru, isn't it? Yeah. Our definition, our understanding is Guru should be very simple. Means, yeah, what does simplicity means? Hmm? What does simplicity means? To lead a very very simplistic life means uh, to always think of Krishna, which is I think. Uh, so for that matter, yeah, how can he pass the message to everyone? It doesn't matter if he has to take flight, he's ready to take flight. If he has to take a ship, ready to take it. Yeah, the goal is Krishna. Yeah, which
Yes,
is which is not common. Which is not common. Yeah, which is mm, yeah. We don't usually come across um, such a guru model, right? So for us, understanding guru means one who is maintaining his purity, and when we go, his blessing, so that we can be blessed. So that's our understanding. Yeah, nice point.
yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, it is, yeah, during these conversations are, yeah, very, yeah, everything is focused on Krishna when Srila Prabhupada talks to anyone and
Yeah.
whoever comes. That is very nice that one can be immediately in contact with.
Mm. And
Yeah.
Prabhupada-līlāmṛta serves as this very important, what is that? Mahajana yena katha panta, right? So we want to associate with Mahajans. We want to associate with great um, devotees of the Lord. Yeah. And by reading Prabhupada-līlāmṛta, yeah, then we understand, oh, when I am getting free time, what should I do? When I'm getting all the facilities, what should I do? When all the press people are coming to me, what should I do? Yeah. So what do? We simply follow Prabhupada. Yeah. Satish Prabhu? Or
Yes, yes,
someone was speaking, I don't know.
yeah. To me, what struck was like, when the policeman went and kind of, creating a lot of drama and putting the, torch on Prabhupada's face. It was mentioned that he never got into, he was never seeming tensed or
Mm.
frustrated, or, that too at that age, maybe a
Mm.
lot learning project. Obviously, that's unbelievable project to have that calmness and composure.
Yeah. At the same time, in the flight, when there was no Bhagavad Gita, he became very disturbed.
And
Huh?
yes, and even worse than that, I think some devotee bought some other Bhagavad Gita which added people there. It was very funny, Prabhuji.
Mm.
So he knows
Yeah, we should be careful. Yeah.
what to react, what to ignore. But I think for common people like me, I think the police thing would be like I would have been very scared, and but yeah, I shouldn't make
Mhm.
this thing too. But a lot of inspiration from Prabhupada's character, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Right.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, luckily we have few minutes. Anyone else want to share? Ajay Prabhu, Madhuri Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, just while reading and after it also, I was just thinking in my mind that always Prabhupada had encouraged more and more questions and teaching through answers, like through
Mm.
these questions. So whether it is the devotees who were along with Prabhupada or whether it is somebody who was new also. So
Mm.
equally everyone felt okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that they could question and seek that knowledge
Mm.
from him.
When you tell this, a thought came to my mind. Yeah, thank you, Varsani Mataji. So people who are going to ask questions is people who will answer them, isn't it? Hmm? I'll go to a person who will answer my questions. Otherwise, I'll not go. Similarly, there are so many sadhus who may not even, uh, yeah, are open for picking up such kind of questions. Yeah, it's Prabhupada who was really dynamic and brave and courageous to pick all these questions and answer them. But others, they may say, hey, oh, maybe I get exposed. Yeah, who are not real gurus, they are scared to go into press, isn't it?
True,
Because
Prabhuji.
as soon as we open our mouth, yeah, everyone will know my truth,
Yeah,
right?
and it also gives them this opportunity, na, that even though somebody is new to the philosophy or maybe having a strikingly diametrically opposite point of view, he is also open to throw that challenge to Prabhupada. And yeah, we know the beauty of Prabhupada, that yes, because he knows the real science, he can answer anybody, but that itself of different gives lot of confidence for the one who is asking also, that okay, if the answer is coming, and what, let it be in a challenging manner or a normal submissive manner, but always people have got their answers. It was never that Prabhupada felt okay, no,
Yeah.
this is not the way, because so many times now also, Prabhuji, we see that there are many gurus who just give pravachans and then the end of Sabha.
Yeah,
That
that's correct.
happens.
It's more a kind of one direction, right? That's
Yeah.
why whenever we are making flyer, na, I always have this question: what should we put? Should we call this as a class by Sudama, or should we call this a lecture by Sudama? Should we talk as a talk by Sudama? Because I do not want to give the impression like how in outside world, right? Lecture means okay, someone is coming and giving bhashan. A talk means a bhashan, you know. So rather, it should be more a kind of interactive, yeah. Hmm.
Yes,
Uh,
Prabhuji.
but if we tell seminar, it's too technical. People will think, hey, seminars is in the world of corporate world, right? So
Mm.
sometimes I struggle. So that's why, yeah.
And
But
like
mm,
how you are saying also, no, Prabhuji, I think that is the beauty of ISKCON, where ISKCON stand out, that what
yes,
Prabhupada started, everybody is following it. It's anywhere, even if in Krishna Balram Mandir also we have class, although how much ever tightly packed it is, the speaker opens it up for question and answers.
yes,
Mm.
yes, yeah. That needs a lot of, yeah. One who has content, they only can contend,
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Nice point.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Mati.
to everyone.
Yeah, we can hear
Prabhuji,
you.
yes, thank you. Through today's lecture, I will say little broad way, like whatever has come up and will stay for again for very long, and I will implement that for sure. About this guru thing, that what I have also learned through the last saptah that I attended, and also today's lecture I have heard. Only I think Prabhupada could explain us, I feel, in this modern era, today's. My father has a guru, and before coming to this ISKCON, uh, I didn't know the actual meaning of guru, like what is the role. I thought that the way we live the modern life like this, we work hard, get the salary, then we use for us and distribute wherever we feel. That was enough to live the life, and of course with our prayers. But after coming to ISKCON and hearing this Prabhupada's lecture through you and also reading, the life is just automatically changed. And because I feel that only he could explain us this journey, what should be the journey of the human being, like whoever is born like us. And the guru's meaning, how he explains that the guru should be only speaking about God and nothing else. And throughout his journey, like is big example for us, also has taught that yes, the real guru is like somebody like him, who can make us like people like us today's era, with so much busy and hectic life, who can still make prayers and be in the Krishna consciousness all the time, even while you are doing things, you're working, or home errands and such things. And
Yeah.
like
Mm.
how through ISKCON and the Prabhupada only I've learned about this materialistic life, that how it is affecting us and how it changed. And living in non-materialistic life is the actual life of the human life. For me, I think ever since I have joining these lectures from through you and even reading ISKCON books, I actually feel that the living life is worth, and I've become very much also Krishna consciousness only through this media. Otherwise, I think the life would have been waste.
Yep. Very
Very,
nice appreciation to
very
Prabhupada and
blessed.
his.
Yes, and to all these
Yep.
devotees also. So I'm very
Mm.
much blessed to be here to hear all these words and all these lectures. I thank Krishna every day, and I feel that this is the best gift for me that Krishna has given.
Yep. Yeah, I do resonate with you because these are really blessings. Otherwise, Yeah, it's very rare. I don't know
Yes,
what was the reason, but somehow we are blessed to be in Prabhupada family.
yes. I don't know what to tell about him, but I have no words. But whatever I'm learning and have learned already little bit, that's what I'm telling you right now. So yes, it did change my life, and it has actually given me the true meaning of human being.
Hmm. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah. Anyone else would like to also share? Okay, then let's close for the day. Thank you very much. Yeah, last week we missed it, but yeah, it's always so nice to keep reading about this great personality, Srila Prabhupada, and that itself is enough. Yeah, we can be blessed. Panchakalpatarabhyasya kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Satsvarupa Goswami Maharaj ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय. गौर प्रेमानंदी.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna,
you.
Prabhuji.